So you're a brand new real estate agent, you just did your class or you just passed your test and you're looking at what to do next. Today I'm going to cover the 6 things that are super important that you do to make sure that you start your career off with major production. Number 4 is super valuable, so keep your eyes tuned for that. The first thing you should do is open up an LLC. I know this doesn't make any sense because you're going to be a individual contractor or a self-contracted, not an employee, but the big difference here is the way that you're going to be taxed and the way that you can be compensated by your brokerage. Your brokerage will be able to pay your LLC directly instead of you as a person, and that allows you to get major tax benefits in the form of a 20% pass-through. So make sure that you start your entire journey by making an LLC. It's fairly inexpensive to do so, and you're going to reap the tax benefits on the back end. Number 2, you got to find the right team. Whether it's the right team, the right brokerage, the right setting, whatever that is, you have to find the right team and the right group of people that you want to work with. Because at first, you're going to learn stuff in your class that really isn't super relevant to actually running the business. You're going to learn legal, you're going to learn title, you're going to learn escrow, you're going to learn some things about the lending side. You're not going to learn how to be an agent, how to produce as an agent, how to create content, how to do anything that's actually relevant in the business as well being an agent actually is. So what you can do is do a little bit of research on what company you think might be the right fit and what team you might be the right fit for you. Look up specific people that you might want to be mentored by, because that's really what this business is all about. Even the highest producing agents still have mentors and coaches to make sure that they're consistently increasing their production levels. Now, it's not something that you want to do just when you get started. It's something you want to do throughout the entirety of your career, because if you do that the whole time, then you're going to be able to eventually do the production that you're looking for. Number 3, I'm assuming you found the right team and the right company for you. And from that point on, your next goal is to build your brand. And by your brand, I mean more than just a logo. Now, if you find the right team, they will actually help you do all of this and refine it. But the next step underneath a basic logo is actually the brand identity of the way you project in the marketplace. It's not just your logo. It's what do the photos look like that you're producing online? What does your social media footprint look like? What is the resume that you bring to the table when you talk to a client? There's a lot of layers to what your brand is, and if you pick the proper team, they're going to help you map out all of those particulars to make sure that it says and does exactly what your brand is supposed to. Number 4, I told you, is super, super important, and here it is. If you have a goal, whatever that is, let's say it's a monetary goal or an income goal, and your goal is to maybe make $100,000 in your first year. Well, how do you even do that? And the best way to do that is to work backwards with the math, right? How many deals is it going to take for you to get X amount of dollars, and how many X amount of dollars is it going to take for you to actually get the actual net return? Now, one of the things that a lot of agents forget is the net dollar is not your gross income. Say you sell a $500,000 house and you get a 3% commission, for an example. That would be a $15,000 day of income. Now, that income doesn't all go to the agent. The company's going to take some, there's taxes, there's some fees, then you're left with what's done at the end. Then, if you did the LLC properly, that will go to your LLC and then to you, so you can avoid some of those taxes. But the main point of number 4 is making sure that you walk yourself backwards to your goals based on the transactions. So say you wanted $100,000 a year. Well, with 15 deals or $15,000, you would have to have 8 transactions to get gross $100,000, but to net $100,000, you have to subtract all those fees, all those marketing expenses. So maybe you want to actually try to track for 10 deals so that you get to $150,000. And that allows you to more than break that $100,000 barrier. Now, the next thing that you do is you do the math on what it takes to get a specific deal. And to do that, you work math backwards, just like I was saying before. Say it takes 100 door knocks, 100 phone calls, whatever, to talk to a person. Now, say it takes you 100 people to have a potential client. And then say it takes 10 potential clients to get a client, and then say it takes 2 clients to close a client. Then if that's true, you need 30 potential clients to close 15 clients, and then work the math upwards to find out what all of your daily tasks need to be to make sure that you hit that ultimate income goal. Number 5 is really simple. It's schedule out your days, right? If you're going to be self-employed and be a real estate agent, one of the things that you need to be very, very concerned with is making sure that you have good use of your time. If you have all of your days planned out and scheduled out properly, just like your goal said, you should be able to hit that goal and hopefully exceed it. So scheduling should look, especially when you're new, a little bit varied. You should be trying multiple things to see what you're good at. And then when you find what you're good at, figure out the metrics of what those things look like on how to convert into a client. And once you know that, lean heavily into what you're good at and scale it to have the best productivity. Finally, number 6, what makes you unique? And this is, I guess, a little bit more up in the air, but when it comes to selling real estate and being a real estate agent, you're not really selling houses. You are, but you're mostly selling yourself. You sell who you are, what you're about, your belief systems, what your core values are, and what people think of you. And so how are you going to frame that in a unique way that stands apart from the thousands of other agents in the marketplace? Because, for example, you're brand new. You've never done a deal before, and you're sitting at the kitchen table with a seller, and they're asking you why they should hire you above this agent who's been in the business for 30 years and maybe sold $50 million in real estate, and you've never sold anything. How do you frame what you bring to the table as better than what they're bringing to the table? Once you understand that unique selling proposition, you're going to be able to win more clients when you get the opportunities to try to pitch them. And that's really what it comes down to. Those are the 6 things that you should focus on right when you become a brand new agent. If you have any questions on what you should do and how you should do it, or if you're in the process of getting a license, shoot a comment below. I'd be happy to walk you through some of the specifics. Even if you're not even doing classes yet, let me know. I can get you a discount link to some schooling, depending on the state that you're in. I will help you through your entire process. Thank you so much for joining me on the video today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell to make sure you never miss another video. I will be on a fairly regular upload schedule at this point. Just so you know, background information, I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video. My name is Garth Ward. I have trained over 100 agents and produced over $100 million in real estate. Started in real estate about a decade ago when I was 19. I look forward to helping you along your journey and training you throughout the process. Thank you so much for joining me.